One being, if you like, the process, the pathophysiology of a disease, and we mentioned about Stanley Fahn. I want to come back to that a little bit later. You also mentioned some other things, but I was going to ask Stuart. One of the next talks we saw, I think Professor Stockholm gave a very nice account of the role of inflammation in Parkinson's, and being able to use PET imaging to monitor inflammation. So perhaps for the non-specialist, can you tell us a little bit about what PET imaging is and how it might be doing this and giving us this biomarker?
Well, for those who don't know, and I'm sure most people do, PET stands for positron emission tomography.
Not the mice.
Not the mice.
No, not the mice.
And it's a bit like a CT scanner,
Yeah.
Which everyone's familiar with X-rays and all that sort of stuff. But the difference with it, this is a nuclear medicine technique. You use a radioactive tracer, which gives out, in this case, positrons. And the reason we use positrons is it's an important biological marker or important biological systems. Right. So you can actually image biological function in the.
So the idea is that you label a dye a bit.
Yes.
With radioactivity,
with a tracer,
which you can then pick up with the scanner.
Yeah.
And I presume the idea that is you have to pick the right label depending on what process you're trying to.
Absolutely.
Right.
And so depending on the disease process or the metabolic pathway they're looking for, you have to pick the right tracer. That's the job of a chemist. There's a radiopharmaceutical chemist who will do that. So one of the problems with any nuclear medicine imaging system is it's very crude in terms of the image, appearance of the image.
Yeah.
It looks like the weatherman with his picture of the country and the clouds going over it. So it has all he sees is the clouds from the satellite, and has got the lines over it where the land is. Yeah. And so what we do in the current market is we have combined scanners. There are now PET CT scanners and PET MR scanners, so they gather the same information at the same time, and they overlay them one on the other, so you can see various things.
And I think some people are familiar with the idea of labeling a chemical like dopamine. People have heard about F-DOPA scans, and they've heard about SPECT scans or DAT scans, depending on which country they're in. But this is looking at something a bit different with microglia. I don't know, did you see Professor Stockholm's talk?
No, I didn't.
So he's saying, look, these microglial cells are like the brain's inflammatory response. They're a bit like, if you like, the white blood cells that fight infection peripherally. But here they're talking about labeling cells and seeing where they go in the brain. Is this a big advance that we're seeing in the last 5-10 years, or is this?
No, I mean the labeling of various agents to image it's been around for a long time, and it's chemistry and biology and just combining the two. Imaging infection is one technique which is quite common. Yeah. But again, you only looking at one particular aspect of the process going on. Right. So if you have a complex system like the Parkinson's disease, you're looking at one angle. Yeah. And you haven't got to forget there are several different aspects of that process going on there.
So Veerle, can I touch on this idea of inflammation as well? You mentioned the role of genetics and transcription factors. So what do we know about the role of inflammation as a driver for the pathology here? And I may ask Etienne if he's got other thoughts as well. But I mean, is it something that you come across, with your basic science stuff when you're experimenting down this?
Yes. So it's something that